The lead investigator in the Karen Reed case has been fired, with just a couple weeks before the second trial begins, and the first one had a hung jury. I can't imagine this is going to make the prosecutor's job any easier, and I'd love to know your opinions on this in the comments. I had so many people ask me to cover this case, and I never had the time, but I did watch bits and pieces through various sources, so I was quite shocked when I saw this, and I would love to share it with you for those that haven't seen it. The findings of the trial board, held on January 15, 2025, February 10, 2025, and March 13, 2025, in pursuance of Personnel Order 25 PER 005, dated January 6, 2025, having been approved by the Colonel/Superintendent Trooper Michael D. Proctor, ID 3863, is hereby found. Charge 1, Specification 1, guilty. Specification 2, guilty. Specification 3, guilty. Charge 2, Specification 1, guilty. Trooper Proctor, on various dates between January 29, 2022 and August 17, 2022, did fail to conform to the work standards established for the member's rank, title, or position, and/or did fail to take appropriate action on the occasion of a crime, disorder, or other condition deserving state police attention. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as the lead investigator in a homicide investigation, sent derogatory, defamatory, disparaging, and/or otherwise inappropriate text messages about a suspect in that investigation to other individuals. This action is direct violation of Article 5.82.2. This is a Class A violation. Now, I'm trying to remember what he sent out. I believe he told someone he was looking for the suspect's nude photos in her phone and talked about wanting her to end her own life a lot. I'm sure there's someone that has a detailed list of the accusations. Trooper Proctor, on various dates between January 29, 2022 and June 9, 2022, did fail to conform to the work standards established for the member's rank, title, or position, and/or did fail to take appropriate action on the occasion of crime, disorder, or other condition deserving state police attention. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as a lead investigator in a homicide investigation, provided sensitive and/or confidential information about a homicide victim, potential witnesses, and/or potential investigative steps in the investigation to non-law enforcement personnel. This action is direct violation of Article 5.8.2. This is a Class A violation. Trooper Proctor, through his actions on various dates between January 29, 2022 and August 17, 2022, did fail to conform to the work standards established for the member's rank, title, or position, and/or did fail appropriate action on the occasion of a crime, disorder, and/or condition deserving state police attention. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as the lead investigator in a homicide investigation, through his unprofessional and inappropriate conduct, created an image that he was biased in his dealings with a homicide suspect and/or brought otherwise himself and the Massachusetts State Police into disrepute. This action is in direct violation of Article 5.82. This is a Class A violation. Trooper Proctor, on July 19, 2022, did consume alcohol while on duty and not in the performance of duty while acting under specific orders from a supervisory member or proper authority. This occurred when Trooper Proctor consumed alcoholic beverages while eating dinner on duty and then proceeded to operate his department-issued cruiser. This action is a violation of Article 5.10.4. This is a Class B violation. Trooper Michael D. Proctor, ID number 3863, as a result of his actions, shall be terminated/dishonorably discharged. Now, if I'm remembering right, and I did do a little checking up, they are claiming that the suspect was also drinking, so then he was drunk driving at one point. According to this is just wild. This is wild. But Willie, what blew me away even more, because just reading this alone, I might not have made a video. I found out that just days prior, his family was making the media rounds, which seems like a great way to draw more attention to the document that's behind me, but also to make his entire family look terrible. They made a choice, and it was a choice for his family to release the statement that I'm now going to read to you, because they didn't stop with doing the media rounds. After this came out, they released more. We are truly disappointed with the trial board's decision, as it lacks precedent and unfairly exploits and scapegoats one of their own, a trooper with a 12-year unblemished record. Despite the Massachusetts State Police dubious and relentless efforts to find more inculpatory evidence against Michael Proctor on his phones, computers, and cruiser data. The messages on his personal phone, referring to the person who killed a fellow beloved Boston police officer, are all that they found. The messages prove one thing, and that Michael is human, not corrupt, not incompetent in his role as a homicide detective, and certainly not unfit to continue to be a Massachusetts state trooper. Proctor and his detectives led a meticulous and thorough investigation of integrity, and despite today's wrongful termination and great harm and defamation this case has inflicted on him and his family, Proctor still believes justice will be served. He is grateful for the unrelenting support of the union and the men and women of the Massachusetts State Police. His heart is always with the family of Officer John O'Keefe, who continue to endure a prolonged and unimaginable nightmare. The thing is, notice the family never mentions the alcoholic beverages claim. But also, they're so nice to call out, this officer that passed away, and that's what the Karen Reed case is about. But she might be found not guilty partly due to his actions. This happening to the lead investigator is not helping the prosecution. And if you're someone that believes she is guilty, he's just caused harm to that case, because it's going to add, I don't know what the judge is going to allow the jury to hear, but any of it is going to add reasonable doubt. I have to imagine he's still going to be called to the witness stand. This is a problem. I saw where Karen Reed's lawyer is trying to get a delay for the trial. People seem to think that's going to be denied because the judge has been denying delays before, even when both sides requested it. But I could very well see the prosecution and defense meeting and trying to come up with some sort of a plea deal. But, I mean, I'm not someone who is fully versed in the case, but this trooper, all they need is reasonable doubt. And it feels like he has thrown that door open if they don't get another mistrial. I mean, I want to know what you all think, because I know I haven't covered the case fully. I haven't watched all the evidence. I have heard bits and pieces and watched people in the past cover segments. I don't know how you present this to a jury and it not give them reasonable doubt, essentially no matter the case, unless you had video evidence of the crime occurring, right? Like, if you have video evidence of an actual crime, sure. But when you have an investigator who has to investigate and it appears they are tainted and personally targeting people, and they have been terminated for it, and they're drinking on the job and then getting behind the wheel, this is going to cause issues with the jury. Because this is a lead investigator, and I'm supposed to trust what his investigation found. And I think it puts all of it in doubt. I would not be shocked if this goes to trial as they plan, if she gets not guilty. I don't know. It depends, I guess, how much of the jury hears about this, how detailed they get, how much the judge allows. But I think the jury should know. I think this is very important, especially if he's going to give testimony and he touched the evidence. If he's involved, I think the jury deserves to know. And I think the jury deserving to know will uproot, damage the prosecution's case to a reasonable doubt level. They would need some really, really damning evidence. But again, maybe they have it. I didn't follow the case. But as a person, I'm thinking, if I read this, if I've read the things he was saying about her, and then he was the lead investigator, and he has the stupidity to drink alcohol on duty. I don't know if I could trust anything he says. And if he and his findings and his decisions and his claims are a core of the case, I don't know if I could find beyond a reasonable doubt because of his involvement. And if anyone has had him testify in their case, if he led any investigation, every single person that he was involved with, the appeals have got to be massive. I have to imagine.